Good Tuesday morning, my friends. For some crazy reason, it has felt like Saturday all morning to me. It's almost noon. And it seems like Saturday. I have to keep telling myself, Joy, this is Tuesday. It's Viv's birthday. My friend Viv, her birthday's today. Happy birthday, Viviana. All right. Today is really Tuesday, March 29, 2022. So you want to talk about attitudes today? Don't we love to talk about our attitude? No. In the Joy for the Journey book, I'm on page 157 today. Choosing a positive attitude. Your attitude is your choice. It always is. We live in an age that has developed the art of shifting blame to very high levels, and sometimes we get caught up in that same tendency. Well, if you had my job, you wouldn't be so positive. If you had my kids, you wouldn't feel so good. If only my boss were different, I could be a positive person. In other words, my bad attitude is not my fault. Yeah. That's kind of true. The truth is, however, your attitude and mine are always our choice. No matter how bad things are, no one can force you to have a bad attitude if you don't want to. And no matter how good things are, no one can force you to have a good attitude if you don't want to. Now that should come as really good news, because it says our attitudes don't have to be the victims of our circumstances or of other people. We choose our responses. And that was written by Mary Welchel from How to Thrive from 9 to 5. So this is kind of like that one the other day about circumstances. I don't know about y'all, you tell me in the comments below. Can circumstances make you have a bad attitude? Boy, they can me. I can talk myself out of it, and I can pray, and I can dwell on scripture, and I can remember all the positive things I've been taught and told, and I can come out of it. But boy, I get a really bad attitude sometimes. And I do blame it on other people. I totally blame it. Right now I blame it on Putin. I blame it on Russia. I blame it on a war that is completely, totally unnecessary and unfair and totally from the pit of hell. And yes, I don't know if it so much gives you a bad attitude, but it gives you very bad taste in your mouth, and it makes you very fearful and frightened. That's the same thing, fearful and frightened. And worried. And you kind of can't have a good attitude about tomorrow or next week or next month or next year because of what's happening somewhere else in the entire world, clear across the world from you. But still, it gives me a hard time being positive, saying, oh, everything will turn out just fine. Oh, everything's going to be great. Oh, it's just nothing. Oh, it's just going to last a minute. I used to know somebody like that. It was actually Jerry's ex-wife. She and I were friends before I met him, you know. And I could tell her something. Did you know this person's doing this? Did you know that person's doing that? And she'd say, oh, they're probably not going to do it very long. Oh, I'm sure they didn't mean what they said. Oh, I'm sure they're really good at it. They were probably just having a bad day. I just thought, you are just too positive, lady. My daughter says that about Joel Osteen. He's just too positive. So I don't know. Can you be too positive? Can you have a bad attitude? Yes. Can you get over it? Yes. We are children of the Most High God, and we know we're in a battle. We already know it. We already know how it ends. But while we're going through it, you know, you got preacher number 1 saying, the rapture's going to happen at this time. You got preacher number 2 saying, the rapture's going to happen right now, any minute, any second. I even heard a preacher say, we're behind time and it should have already happened. And hear another preacher saying, you're going to go through the entire Antichrist, period. And you're not going to be raptured until that's all over. What's it called? Armageddon. So how do you know? How do you know what to base your feelings on, your positive attitude on? But let's read some scriptures and see what the Lord has to say about it today, okay? Psalm 130, verse 6. My soul waits for the Lord, more than those who watch for the morning. Yes, more than those who watch for the morning. I don't remember that scripture. That's an interesting one. James 1, 2-4. My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. But let patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing. James 1, 2, 3, and 4. And here's James 5, 7, and 8. Therefore, be patient, brethren, until the coming of the Lord. See how the farmer waits for the precious fruit of the earth, waiting patiently for it until it receives the early and latter rain. You also be patient. We're supposed to be patient like the farmer. Boy, don't you feel sorry for the farmers nowadays? The government controlling what they can plant and what they can't plant, what they can do and what they can't do. Last year, I remember hearing a report that the government was making the farmers bury their crops. Turn them upside down and bury them in the earth. Plow them under. Huh? What the heck is that about? Jerry's dad was a farmer, and he raised wheat. And they had turkeys, and they had chickens, and they had cattle, and they had all kinds of stuff. But boy, it was a struggle. Jerry's entire life growing up, it was always a struggle being a farmer. So, God bless them, and God help them, because we love the food that they grow for us to eat, don't we? Jerry and I are into beans. We watched accidentally, you know how things come up. You watch a certain thing on YouTube and then something else comes up and something else comes up. I don't know if I told you this or not, but some lady, and I don't know her name, but her YouTube channel is called Eat Real, and the only reason I even remember it, she has this red t-shirt on and it says Eat Real across her chest. But she was talking about lowering cholesterol and lowering your blood pressure. And she said the number one way to lower them is beans, eating beans. I've never eaten anything but green beans. My mom never made beans much. Barbecue beans, baked beans in a can, you know, Bush's baked beans. But other than that, I've never done anything with beans. So she had some recipes. And so Jerry and I went to the store and I bought a can of every kind of beans they made. And then I came home and I ordered from Amazon a package of dried beans of every kind of beans they had. So yesterday was my first bean day. And it was a 3-bean salad. And it was quite good actually. But oh my goodness, I feel like I have spread out to the sides of the house here from eating those beans yesterday. I don't like the way they make me feel. And I know there's a Beano bill, and yes, we got it too, but oh my. I told Jerry, I don't know if I've got enough beans to feed the whole nation here. I don't know if I'm going to like eating them or not. So what the heck did I say that for? Do farmers grow beans? Somebody must grow them, huh? Who grows beans? Let me see. Think about that. Who grows beans? It would have to be farmers. I mean, how do like pinto beans grow? And how do black beans grow? And how do I'm going to look that up. I wonder how they grow. Do they grow like a potato under the ground, or do they grow on top of the ground, or do they grow like coffee beans in a big bush? You know, I really don't know. But I sure got a bunch of them, so I hope my body gets used to them. And next time, she promises, she says the next time you see your doctor will think you're a completely different person because your cholesterol will be so low and your blood pressure will be perfect. My blood pressure is fine most of the time anyway. So what did I tell you that for? I don't know. Once I start, I can't stop. But I'll be back tomorrow with more.